a friend of mine wrote 25 years ago, and I never forgot it. The name of the story is The Poet. Once there was a poet. His stories of song and prose and poetry were the talk of the land. He captured the hearts and the minds of peoples around the world. His concerts were always sold out. His books made the bestseller list every single time. He was the hottest act on the planet. One day he announced that he would be giving his greatest poem of all time. And he held it out deep in the desert. And then one day, the whole world came. Every color, every creed, from every nation in the world. It was the hottest ticket in town. They all gathered there. Millions and billions of people. He took to the stage and he said, the name of tonight's poem is Silence. And he stood there and said not a word. Everyone remained silent for a minute, for an hour. Hours and hours went by, and no one said a word. There was not a peep. The whole world was quiet. For that one moment, there was no conflict. There was no war. There was nothing but the sound of silence that blanketed all of humankind. And then, from the very back row, a man coughed. And the crowd, broken from their trance, was outraged. And they grabbed the man and they carried him on their shoulders for miles and miles until he reached the stage, and they put him there in front of the poet. And the poet walked up to the man and he looked into his eyes, deep into his eyes. And then, after an hour, he put his hand on the man's shoulder and pulled him close and looked out to the crowd. And he said, from this day forward, the name of that poem will be Cough.